Roger Ballen è un grandissimo viaggiatore, è l'uomo che ha fatto più miglia in aereo al mondo e a me, che sono un sedentario quasi patologico, nel senso che ho grandissima difficoltà ad uscire da casa mia, piaceva l'idea di rendere stanziale l'opera di questo globetrotter. Le fotografie di Roger Ballen presentano spesso, o quasi sempre, dei personaggi che come delle lumache portano la loro casa, il loro luogo di abitazione sulle spalle. Sono personaggi che si ha difficoltà ad immaginare al di fuori delle ambientazioni che sono quelle delle fotografie di Roger Ballen. È un po' come se gli ambienti e i personaggi creassero un solo animale che si muove dentro l'esistenza spostando la propria scenografia con sé, sempre e comunque. Quando ho deciso di scrivere The House Project, che in realtà è un racconto, perché altrimenti non lo si può definire, non è né un testo critico né un saggio teorico, è un racconto. Mi sono detto che in realtà la scrittura era il viaggio di un viaggiatore immobile.
So the House Project is divided really into two aspects. One, the writing of Didi Bozzini and my photographs, and that's clearly, the floors are clearly demarcated via his writing and my photographs. And here in the house, the floors are very clearly demarcated by the physical house. There's no physical house in the book. We tried to make parallels between the concepts in the house project, the book, and this house in Brescia. And so we tried our best to tie up the philosophical and aesthetic elements between both aspects of the project. Look, the central concept of the project is your house is your mind. And that's the central concept of the project. So we tried to take this house and create metaphors for different parts of the mind, parts of one's experience, parts of the human condition. So when you walk into the different levels of this house, the different floors, you should immediately associate consciously and subconsciously those metaphoric qualities related to your condition and the human condition, and I guess the deeper levels of your mind in relationship to the way we created and the various rooms in this place. The cellar represents the deeper levels of the mind, the primeval mind, the mind that existed before humanity existed on the planet. So those are the more archetypal, primitive, primeval parts of the human mind. When we walk into the house and go to the basement where I am right now, we see that in the photographs, and we see aspects of that in the basement, but we also see a basement here in a house, which again elicits memories, I guess, from one's own past on the planet, and not necessarily primeval memories. There is an interaction between these concepts, the more philosophical aspects of the book and the more historical aspects of the house, and they intermingle to create the reality that we created here in Brescia during the time I was here. a ground floor in the book represented the concept of human absurdity. What is human absurdity? Well, human absurdity is the fact that whatever we do actually comes to nothing in some way or another. We act according to the principles of death, I guess. You know, we do things to try to find some meaning, but what is meaning in life? It's personal meaning. There's no way of finding meaning. So that really is the concept of the ground floor. And when you walk into this house in the ground floor, the most clear indication of what I'm talking about comes from the pictures on the wall. The pictures on the wall, which are about 11 pictures I took over a period of time, mostly from the mid-90s to about 2005, of various people in their houses in South Africa during the Outland and Shadow Chamber period, where I took pictures of people acting in a quite absurd way. The first floor in the book represented a library, a place where people could contemplate, think about who they are, think about their identity, their place in the world. It's also a place of my still lives, and the still lives in these photographs represent people's need to try to find order in a world that's full of chaos, that ultimately chaos takes over in all sorts of ways, and chaos perhaps is more prevalent in the world than order. But so you find these two, again, concepts that are prevalent in the first floor here in the house here in Brescia. One, it's a library where people are reading and trying to contemplate their existence in some way or another. And secondly, it's a place where people are trying to find order, but the order ultimately leads to a point of chaos. There actually is no order. Yeah, well, the attic's a place where people try to contemplate the heavens, contemplate the purpose in life, contemplate their relationship to the ethereal, contemplate their relationship to God in some way or another. So that's the purpose of the attic in the book, and the purpose of the pictures, I guess, or what the pictures reflect, are people's relationship to, again, the ethereal, to the heavens. That's what birds are. What do birds represent in the Bible and through mythology? Birds are the link between the earth and the heavens, between the heavens and the earth. They're a sign of purity. They're one of the few species on the planet that actually can live in the air. And so this last part of the house, the attic, deals with the concept of religion and afterlife and man's relationship to the world above him. And I guess what we find here is that the answers don't come at all. The answers don't come through the photographs or the rooms themselves. The answers are left undone, unkempt, and I guess challenge the mind to try to come up with solutions that it ultimately can't find.